Hey friends, Karen Basket DIYer here. Welcome back for another fun Tumbler tutorial with me. All right, you guys, I drop Tumbler tutorials every Sunday and Thursday at 6 a.m. If you follow my channel, you're gonna be hearing a lot about flipping the farm. And be sure to check out that playlist. It is a new endeavor that my husband and I have taken on, and it is occupying a lot of my time, but I'm still trying to crank out Tumbler tutorials for you guys because I love designing and creating so much. But today's tumbler is a fun honeycomb honeybee tumbler tutorial. So I just really am excited to show you this. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell, do all those fun things so we can stay in touch with each other. But anyways, just stay tuned, follow along, and I will walk you through the steps and show you how I created this one. So I don't think I've done one of these stemless tumblers for you before. It's also referred to as a snowman or football tumbler just because of the shape. But I've already prepped it and sanded it. You guys, this one is from the Stainless Depot. I do order from there every now and then. I've had these in stock for quite a while and just haven't done a whole lot with them. But anyways, I prepped it, sanded it, and now then I'm just applying a pretty generous layer of Brite tone. Once I got all my Brite tone on there, I let it spin for just a second or two to kind of level out. Then I grabbed my favorite gold glitter, which is Twilight Beach, and this is a superfine glitter from Makerflo. I am just sprinkling it all over the tumbler, hoping to get really good coverage because this is not my favorite way to apply it. But I know there are tumbler makers out there that swear by this way, but for some reason I always end up with a dry patch or two, and it's really frustrating, but I'm going for it because this is going to be a peekaboo tumbler. So just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle until you get the entire tumbler covered. Again, it does take a generous layer of Brite tone to make this process happen. Make sure you get the bottom. Mine is going to be a peekaboo, like I said, so it's not super important that I get the bottom, but I'm trying anyways. I like to just use my excess that falls off while I'm dumping it. You know, I'm grabbing the paper and just pouring it back on the bottom. That way I don't have to mess with taking it off the tumbler turner. Once that was dry for 4 hours, I then applied a layer of glitter glue. It had good enough coverage that I could get away with just going straight into my glitter glue technique. Once my glitter glue was dry for 2 hours, I then moved on to Brite tone layers. And as you know, each layer of Brite tone has to dry for 4 hours. I did 3 layers, and then I did a level and wet sand on this tumbler. And then 1 more layer of Brite tone. I cut out this honeycomb pattern in Cricut Design Space, and I used temporary vinyl, Oracal 631, and I'm just going to place random patches of the honeycomb around on the tumbler. You'll see here I did not get great coverage in the beginning whenever I was using my glitter, but it doesn't matter because I can just avoid putting, I'm probably not going to put any on the bottom, but I will just avoid anywhere that it didn't get good coverage. That's pretty much the only places, so it's not really a big deal. I just used my transfer tape, and like I mentioned earlier, I just applied these in little patchy sections. You can be the judge of how many, wherever you want these to be. You know, you might get them all on there and you might want to remove a few or add a few. It just depends, totally up to you. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and give this tumbler its first coat of Brite tone. And, you know, I mentioned I'm going to be doing a peekaboo, but this layer of Brite tone is so that whenever I do apply my paint, nothing bleeds under or leaks up under my vinyl. This is the sealer. Looks like that's pretty good. So I'm just going to allow 4 hours of dry time, and then I'll be able to paint over this with my black gloss. I'm using CrystaLac's black gloss and one of their wonderful brushes, application brushes, to apply the black gloss. In the past, I've used spray paint for my peekaboo techniques. Totally fine if you need to do that. Just remember that you have to allow 48 hours of gas off time before you would be able to move on with more CrystaLac products. So once I got that first coat on there, I allowed it to dry for 4 hours. Actually, mine dried overnight. And then this morning I got up and I applied a second coat. It almost was good with one coat coverage, but you could still see a little bit of the glitter shining through, so I went ahead and did a second coat. It went on really fast and easy and pretty smooth. I did have a few bubbles show up while I was applying it, but those worked their way out as the tumbler turned. Okay, that second coat of black gloss has been dry for about an hour now, and so I want to go ahead and try to remove my vinyl before it gets too dead set in there. So I've got my little Cricut weeding tool here, and I've really got to find the best place to do this. I am being lazy. I don't want to take it off the turner because I don't want to risk scratching it up or anything. So I'm just going to see if I can do this right here. This could be really difficult trying to see it. You never want to dig too deep because you don't want to dig into your glitter. Ooh, that's really crisp. So yeah, that's just what I'm gonna move along and do here. This could take a little while just because of the position that I'm having to do this in. So I'll probably go ahead and fast motion most of this removal for you. I was also just really careful about where my hand sat on the tumbler. I just had to try to prop my hand using my pinky finger so that I didn't, cause fingerprint impressions in the paint, because the paint is still not fully dry. I said it had been dry for about an hour. It still needs to cure for another 3 full hours for a total of 4 hours. So I cut out these bees, and this is the TeckWrap vinyl. It's a textured gold vinyl. I really love it, but this may be a little too detailed for the vinyl, so I'm about to find out if it worked or not. Hopefully it did. Okay, so these are really hard to weed, very intricate and all, but I got at least one off. So I'm kind of doing a, double gold. So I'm just gonna start placing these on here. Not even sure where I want to place them. Maybe something like that. After I got all my little bees placed on there, I moved right into my Brite tone layers. I will not be showing you every layer, but I did about 6 layers. I did have to do one level sand over a couple of the little bees, but I did not sand my whole entire tumbler just because I think you can get a little carried away sometimes with sanding, and I did not want to risk scratching any of this black paint and exposing that gold glitter down below. So I just kept on going with Brite tone layers every 4 hours until I achieved the super screaming smooth shine that we all love. I think this turned out so cute, so pretty, so shiny. I will say the only drawback to doing black is that you see fingerprints on it so easily, but if you're okay with that, then go for it. I couldn't decide on adding a saying to this or not, so if you have a cute honeybee or honeycomb saying below, drop it for me. I have a couple in mind, but I'd love to hear what you think as well. I really and truly appreciate you watching. I hope you found a little bit of inspiration in this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching.